Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. It's your humble host, Big Truck. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to my man, Dating Right. He's doing amazing things. Go to the King's channel, show him some love. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work.
Legends of the Street. That's a walking legend right there. Legendary. They whisper about him in corners.
Conversation with this girl that was like from Europe, and she was visiting Toronto, and she just was like, by the way, like the men here, they just don't like, they don't approach you, or like they'll find you attractive and just kind of like do nothing. And I was like, yeah, welcome to Toronto, sis.
I don't know what male gym goer needs to hear this, but please come up to us at the gym.
Fellas, they're trying to get us again, man. This is the second girl that's gone viral in the last month, talking about they want men to start approaching again.
I just saw TikTok that said men aren't approaching women, not because they're being told not to by women, but because they're just actually too scared, which is a valid reason.
Men aren't scared. Men are just making executive decisions to do the right thing. Men are using wisdom. Men are using discernment. And when a man has options and a man has a preference, that is what he's going to go after. Let's continue.
And like, I don't want to go up to people and talk to them, even if I think they're hot. I'm scared too. But the men in his fucking comments being like, well, I'm too ugly. Well, I'm just scared if I do what they're gonna say or what they're gonna accuse us of. Well, I don't look like Chris Hemsworth, so I can't approach a woman. I'm telling you right now, if you have pure intentions when approaching a woman and you're not trying to be creepy, if you're going up to a woman being like, yeah, I'm gonna get some tonight, that's creepy. If you're going up to a woman genuinely thinking like, you know, I think she's pretty, let me see if I could start a conversation, that's different. Like,
I understand that part. But when some men do approach a woman with good intentions, either A, they get shot down, or B, they get treated like shit. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Ask for our numbers, ask if we want to go out. If y'all get rejected, that's fine. That's normal. That's human life. But at least you went up and did it. At least you got out of your comfort zone and approached the lady. I mean, we can approach y'all too, but usually we don't, because I don't.
That's your problem. That right there. Choosing not to approach men. Which is fine. Just stay there in your fucking box. Okay? Stay there in your box. At some point, a large number of women are going to have to start approaching men. There's nothing wrong with the woman approaching a man. There's nothing wrong with the woman opening up that door of conversation.
I know we're young in term, but at some point, us females and men will come to terms of maybe it's both sides.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance.
Shout out to the men that are confident. Shout out to the men that move with position. Shout out to the men that move strategically and use wisdom. Shout out to the men that read the room. And shout out to the men that know who to talk to and who not to talk to. Know who to approach, know who not to approach.
Woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us? Like, why are you so scared? Why?
Can we please bring back the women that approach men? The women that open up the door for conversation. Can we please bring back women that give a man a compliment? A woman that smiles. A woman that's available. A woman that's ready and willing. Let's bring back those feminine women. Those feminine, fit, and friendly women. Men are not scared. Men are careful. Men are using wisdom. Men are listening.
Why are you so scared of coming up to us? Like, genuinely, I don't want, I get it, rejection, okay, I get it. However, if you go up to a girl in a nice way, I don't think you can fail.
You said think. That means you're unsure. I can tell you for a fact, a man approaching a woman the right way gonna fail. Certain women have this delusion in their mind of their preference of the type of man that they want should be. And the ordinary man that may find them attractive and approach them to get shut down. But the man of the preference and their delusional mind that they want doesn't approach them, they look some type of way. They feel some type of way.
Yes, guys, women doing a lot of projecting is going to be serious in this one. We are continuing to see women post videos complaining about men not approaching women anymore. I'm really glad to see men hold firm and stand their ground and not surrender to the commands and orders of women.
So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like...
That's your problem. But I guarantee you this. You can't speak for all women, speak for yourself. Simone Biles chase. That's why Simone Biles has a husband. She saw what she wanted and she went after it.
You can come up to me now, but all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too, but it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore, or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you were just so close to.
And what about what y'all go through? Y'all be going through the exact same thing. Because if God sat up there and told y'all, go after him, open up that door for him, meet him halfway, y'all asses would do it. So don't sit up there and give us some halftime church speech. You look toxic. You look like a damn hot mess. Big ups to the men that stand on business and sit on chrome.
If you've already made like eye contact like several times with the girl, if you're out in public and you've made eye contact, let's say you're in the subway or the bus or just walking or getting coffee or something, and you've made eye contact with this girl multiple times, she probably thinks you're attractive. So why can't you just go up to her, just say something nice, compliment her, and then ask her for her number?
If you think or you say that she thinks he's attractive, why not say something? Don't wait for the man to try to make the first move. Why don't you make the first move? Why don't you smile? Because there are some women, there are some women out there that actually will not have a problem with making the first move. Especially if you go overseas. Shout out to Passport Bros, by the way. Closed mouths don't get fed, but one person won't do, somebody else will. All is fair in love and war.
In the comments are like, oh, well, I didn't want to get married anyway. Okay, that's fine. Maybe one day you'll find a female and she'll change your mind. Personally, for me, I want to get married, and that's okay. But I'm also getting the comments about, oh, well, y'all said don't approach us. It's also probably the way you guys approach us. Like if we're dancing with our homegirls and you just like come up on us and like just start like doing weird things, of course we're going to be like weird about it. Y'all used to send us drinks. Now y'all just stare at us from across the room.
You just told on yourself, dumbass. Men ain't doing that shit no more. Men ain't sending no damn drinks. Again, when it comes to the male and female interaction with one another, you gotta, if I make a move, you make a move. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be the only one approaching you. You have to give me a reason to approach you. You have to be approachable. Most women nowadays are not approachable. Either they have a stank ass attitude, they look dumb as fuck, or they wear their issues and their problems.
Simply because social media and women has made it easier for men to just simply hit them up in the DMs. It's the easiest, laziest approach ever, but it still works. Hit women up in the DM. Quieter is more discreet.
Can we please normalize men coming up to women again? I'm so
annoyed that the feminist movement and all these like very entitled females now made it like almost basically impossible for a man to never not seem creepy. And I'm just like, here, like, what the heck? If you don't come up to me, I think you're a weak man. And you may not be. You probably aren't, because it'd be impossible for every man to be a weak man, especially.
Could it be that that's that man's choice not to approach you? Maybe that man doesn't feel like talking to you. Maybe that man has something else on his mind and you're not it. Feminism has lied to a large number of women.
That I go to. But, damn. The feminists really, really ruined many things. Shame on you, feminists.
Tell me why I get so mad when an ugly man approaches me or tries to hit on me. Like, the audacity, like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her that these men that are hitting on her are absolutely her lane? The majority of women shoot outside of their league because they think that they're more attractive than they actually are. Like, let's be for real. All of us are average. There's a very slim percent of people that are just naturally attractive.
I give her credit. I give her credit for that. At least she honest. A large number of y'all women thinking y'all dimes. Y'all ain't no damn 10. Fuck you thought.
Women, for instance, take away her filter, even in this video, take away her lashes, her lips, all of the things that you can tell that she was insecure about, take it all away and then see how she feels about that inflated ego that she's fucking putting out into the universe. I love how women are so comfortable getting on the internet saying medium ugly this and talking shit about a man's looks, but the reality is that the majority of women's looks can be removed with a makeup wipe. And then you follow it up with this shitty personality that you think that you deserve like a hot man when you have a shitty personality. Men are stepping away from all of this bullshit because they're picking their piece over these women with these inflated egos.
Thank you. She said it right there. Men are choosing peace. Not only that, but a man have options. You see? Men are saying, I ain't got to put up with this. I can go over there and be accepted. I don't have to deal with this. This is too toxic. A large number of these fake-ass modern feminist women going after men that's out of their league that they know they can't keep, they know they can't handle.
And the funny thing about it is that these sense of inflated egos is all fucking bullshit, because you get to know these women and they're the most insecure women. They think they're fat. They think they're ugly. They want a bunch of plastic surgery. So they talk shit about these men because it's basically just a projection about how they feel about themselves.
So I have a genuine question. And if you know me, then you know that this is coming from a loving place. And I promise I'm not a pick-me. I'm genuinely concerned. So I was talking to a male friend of mine, and we were talking about this whole trending topic of, men should just leave women alone, period. Right. And I feel like it's very divisive. Not gonna lie. I'm just gonna say that I feel like it's very divisive, but I know that he is not allowed to make a video saying these things, so I'm going to say it. If men should not approach women in public because we're living under the assumption that all men are bad, and women aren't gonna approach men because that's just thirsty, what the fuck are we doing? Like, genuinely, what the fuck are we doing? Like, when did all men become bad?
I got one better. I'm going to say it. A large number of women choose badly. A large number of women choose the Pookie and Ray Ray and Larry and them. And when they do what they do, they are mad. They in their feelings. They butthurt.
Like, and I used the example of I have been treated like shit from men, but I still do not believe that they're all bad. And that's the only example I care to share. However, this conversation is extremely divisive. And my friend would tell me like stories where he would be extremely respectful to women, and they're still very like, ew, like, leave me alone. Like, are we okay? And
I like that. I like how she expresses that. And she's very attractive, with all the tattoos. But She makes good sense. A man can approach a woman in a respectful manner, leaning with good intentions, and get treated like shit. But I guarantee you this, if I approached that same woman and I said, damn, you have a fat ass, come over here, bitch, let me holler at you. Next thing you know, girl running over to me. Most are not used to a man approaching them in the right way, so they don't know how to respond.
Fucking time I was approached at the gas station, and that shit made my entire fucking day. So if men want to approach a woman, there's almost like that reservation that, no, I'm not going to do it because she probably thinks I'm a weirdo or I'm a creep or I'm cringe or I'm goofy, I'm this, I'm that. But that particular woman might actually be okay with it. But social media has conditioned us to believe that we don't want men approaching us, and men should not approach us because we all think that they're bad. Do y'all realize what this is doing?
Good men have always been walking around the universe. But once again, look at who you chose versus who you pass up and threw away.
This tattoo lady, we appreciate you even bringing up concern about this topic and even trying to get the conversation going. But truth be told, men are over it. Men don't care about this topic anymore. And we are even to the point now where we don't even want to explain this anymore. But she don't have to get all into it too deep. Some men are still out there approaching women, just not all men.
That says a lot. See you in your natural. Men love seeing women in their natural.
I also had one of the airport people like talk to me. Yeah, so I don't know what it is, but there's a study that says that men like to approach women that look low maintenance or not as high maintenance. I feel like if I was in heels and a dress, I wouldn't be talked to as much.
Access granted.